Hi, this is Tom Harris, and I am Mayor ProTem of the City of Rocky Mount. And today is the Mayor's Brief. And with us today is Councilman JKelly Walker from Ward 7. How you doing, JK?
I'm good. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing fine. Isn't it a beautiful day outside?
It's a beautiful day.
Ooh, it's a lot better than last week with the snow. But
Yes, sir.
The city certainly did a great job of how quickly they cleared the streets
Yes, sir.
and helped with all the needs that were out there. And I just commend everyone with the city for a job well done.
Yes, sir. And they're always on top of it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think we need to go back to February the 10th. There was no mayor's brief afterwards,
Okay.
but there are a couple of items on the committee of the whole agenda that I feel like is be wonderful for the people to really hear a little bit more about it, because these are very important topics.
Yes, sir.
And the first topic is, if any of you who have not seen or read about the redesign of our city's website, I encourage you to do so.
Yes, sir.
It's been redesigned to help facilitate searches and drop-down boxes, so the navigation of all of the information is easier to follow. Like anything new, it does take a little bit of time to learn. But JK, have you been able to go on the website?
So I have, and I want to tip my hat off to Grant, Robin, Selena, their staff for doing that website. It's beautiful. Grant gave me a walkthrough, and I was just amazed, and it was much needed. So I'm excited about it.
I think we all are. And
Yes, sir.
I just want to encourage the citizens on the front page. There is a box for mayor and city council. Please go in that box, and a lot of the information opens up. But if anyone is interested in agenda items for either the city council meetings or the committee of the whole meetings, you can easily find a particular date in that you have. And I encourage people to really drill down and go into that information. A lot of information is attached behind the regular agenda that gives people information about the particular agenda items. So anyway, like you said, Grant and his team did a great job.
Yes, sir.
And it certainly is welcome to see that new design.
Yes, sir.
A couple of other things that we had on the February 10th agenda of the Committee of the Whole, we worked collectively over the previous months, we, the council, about the legislative agenda items that we would like for the legislature to consider. And I just want to go over a couple of those, and feel free, because you were very much involved in this information. The first and foremost, and we've had presentations about sewer overflow. There is a need, not just Rocky Mount, throughout the state, with cities and municipalities, local water and sewer infrastructure improvements. And we really need the state to help us with ways that we can make necessary improvements. And that involves grants and other programs that the state can help provide municipalities, because we, in particular Rocky Mount, but others, have a need for sewer and water improvements.
Absolutely.
And then when it comes to housing, we have a need for all kinds of housing. And the term affordable is used quite often. But, we have need for workforce housing, first home buyers housing. We need all kinds of housing in Rocky Mount. And JK, you have anything you would like to comment on about housing?
Like you said, I think we need all different kinds of housing. I definitely, the affordable housing piece is passed around a lot, but I think workforce housing is definitely needed. Anything we can do to just get development in Rocky Mount is needed, because I know we're a city that's growing. No matter what it may look like, we're definitely growing. So we want to be ready for the growth and the boom that's coming. So I'm excited about it.
A couple of other things, and then we'll move on to a couple of other agenda items. Workforce development and job training. I know there's been a lot of discussions working with Edgecombe community and Nash community about providing programs to have our young and middle-aged, whoever is interested in being prepared for training to go into the workforce.
Yes, sir.
And, electricians, plumbers, welders, those are all good paying jobs.
Absolutely.
But we've got to have the means to encourage our people to seek such opportunities.
Yes, sir.
But more importantly, we need to have programs that we can give them the skills.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, the next thing, and this is something that I'm looking forward to, and I know our whole council is, on March the 19th, we as a council are going to be having our annual retreat, and it's going to be in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
And want to briefly go over some highlights of our 2.5 day meeting. But Wednesday afternoon, we're going to have a presentation on the local economic growth and development of the Rocky Mountain area. And that's going to be by Dr. Lucine Gatabi, UNCW Westland professor. He came and spoke at the annual Chamber of Commerce Economic Forum in December, but he's going to present material that's specifically for Rocky Mount
Yes,
and
sir.
Edgecombe and Nash County. Then we'll have a presentation by Bob Pike on Carolina's Gateway Partnership. And then we'll have a discussion on inner city neighborhood redevelopment. Redevelopment is going to be a key for us this coming year and the years to come. And I'm looking forward to that. Beginning on Thursday, we're going to have an in-depth discussion on what is our comprehensive land development plan is going to be. We certainly would like to have our focus on certain things, and this is going to give us a strategy that we can put our thoughts together so that we can then have the city go out and send RFPs out to firms that have experience in helping cities and municipalities with the development of their comprehensive plan. We need to update our comprehensive plan, and this is going to be something for the next 25 years.
Yes, sir.
So we want to be involved on a high level, and then we look forward to having that plan start being put together.
Sure.
Then we will have from our Wilmington staff, and I'm looking really forward to this, on redevelopment on some of the projects that they have done.
Yes, sir.
I deliver vegetable boxes ripe for revival.
Sure.
And sometimes my route is inner city Wilmington.
Wow.
And I've gone through neighborhoods whereby they have done some significant jobs of putting together some nice housing development.
Yes, sir.
And I look forward to having this presentation.
Sure. And I know I was talking to the mayor previously about how much growth Wilmington has made some of those neighborhoods in the last 15 to 20 years. And it's a beautiful thing to see running through, and you'd be like, wow, this wasn't like this when I was a teenager. And now see the beautiful eyesore that it is. I'm definitely interested in learning more about that also.
They have other areas that need to be worked on, just like we in Rocky Mount.
Yes, sir.
But they certainly have done a great job.
Absolutely.
And I look forward to hearing from them.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully we can bring some ideas back.
Yes, sir.
And then after lunch, a lot of time is going to be spent on starting to discuss budgeting. But we first got to have a financial update on where we are year to date. We got to have an update on our audit that we have an extension to March 31 of 2025 for our audit to be finished, our audit for June 30th, 2024. So we'll be having some discussions about that. And we're going to end up with nonprofit funding. And, we do various funding of nonprofits, and we need to develop some more strategy about the nonprofit funding and how we can even make more of an impact in our community.
Yes, sir.
And then Friday, we're going to have an extensive discussion on the upcoming capital improvement plan, the CIP needs. Last year during the budget process, we really didn't have a lot of discussion about that. this year, I'm thankful that we're going to have some preliminary discussion, and we got some critical needs.
Yes, sir.
But there are a lot of needs that we have, but we have got to prioritize those needs because we can't fund everything in any one year.
I agree.
Anything else about the retreat that you're?
I know it'd just be a few things I know that Mr. Varney was talking about, like the homelessness issue that we are starting to see more in the city.
Right.
We will discuss that. What ways can we help combat that issue? So I'm excited about the retreat. I think it's a great way for us to work together, be locked in, and come up with strategies and make the city better than what it is. So
Thank you for bringing up homelessness. I
Yes,
forgot.
sir.
Jenny Moorbutter, who's in charge of the United Way Tar River
Yes, sir.
region, has been working all along with various agencies regarding homelessness.
Okay.
So Jenny is going to be coming to Wilmington
Yes, sir.
to discuss with what she has been able to do and what her goals and aspirations are, so we can work together
Yes, sir.
on this important topic. Homelessness is something that we need to deal with,
Yes, sir.
but it also needs to come from Edgecombe County and Nash
Yes,
County
sir.
as well.
Absolutely. I agree.
The last thing on the agenda for Committee of the Whole is that we're going to be making an application for the Nash County Tourism Development Authority. They collect 5% room occupancy tax.
Yes, sir.
3% is kept by Nash County. 2% comes to the city of Rocky Mount. We have been getting over the past few years the 1%, but the other 1% has been held up, so to speak, by the Nash County TDA, and that is approximately $1.9 million.
Wow.
So we're going to be making an application in May to request that $1.9 million come to us so that we can use that money to help do the roof repairs that's so needed on our Imperial Center.
Yes, sir.
The Imperial Center draws a lot of people.
They do.
The Nash County TDA on their website has the Imperial Center, but we have got to make improvements. People have realized and have spoken up
Yes, sir.
about some of the repairs that are needed, the water that continues to leak from time to time. So we're going to have plans hopefully put in place
Yes, sir.
so that we can make that roof repair.
It's needed.
It certainly is needed.
It's needed.
So go into the February 10th council agenda. Under the consent agenda, item number D was a consideration of a bid contract amendment by AG HVAC Services to increase their contract from Aldred Mechanical Services by $341,000 for a total of $1,441,000. And that is to totally redo the HVA heating air conditioning system for the Imperial Center.
Wow.
So hopefully we can get our $1.9 million that will help with the roof.
Yes, sir.
And with what we're going to be funding ourselves, we can, one day in the very foreseeable future, have an Imperial Center that we can all be proud of.
Absolutely.
There were a couple of other agenda items under the February 10th agenda that I really think's good about. You mentioned future development. And these two rezoning requests happen to be in Edgecombe County. The first one, located Meadowbrook Road, was a request by Doug Ledson for L&K Development North Carolina, Inc. to rezone approximately 10 acres from A1 agriculture and R10 low density residential to B2 commercial. And that opens up opportunities to have all kind of retail and commercial, but also gives the opportunity for this 10 acres for some dwelling development as well. And that's just located as you turn on Meadowbrook off of East Raleigh Road, or
Yes, sir.
Old Business 64, as I call it. And it'll be great to see something going on out there.
Absolutely.
I think everybody would be very happy to see
Great.
that
Great place to
development
be.
ongoing
Yeah.
because it hopefully will open up other development.
Absolutely.
And then the other one, which is good to see, Carmen Heichel for Heichel Properties LLC. And this is approximately 11 and a half acres going from A1 agriculture to R6 multifamily ACD, conditional medium density multifamily housing. And this is at 1951 Old Wilson Road. So the first one, I believe, is in Councilman Knight's ward area, Meadowbrook. And this one, I believe, is in Councilman Richard Joyner's.
Yes, sir.
And it's great to see these two new developments, hopefully forthcoming. Once the rezoning takes place, then they got to present the plans back to the planning board.
Yes, sir.
So that's exciting news.
It is. And I think it's much needed for Edgecombe County, Rocky Mount side.
Hey, you know, Rocky Mount is Rocky Mount.
One. But
We're all one.
I think it's just awareness right off the highway with the commercial property right off Meadowbrook Road. And I think right there, Old Wilson Road, it's a lot of development options that can go there also. So to see new housing going there is a beautiful thing. It's exciting news too.
It's very exciting.
It's very exciting
and I'm glad these two property owners have gone through the necessary paperwork to request this rezoning.
Yes, sir.
And I can't wait to see their plans as they finalize those and come to the city.
Yes, sir.
Well, now the February 24th agenda, we had really not much to discuss.
Yes, sir.
But there are some things that I would like to mention in the consent agenda first before there are a couple items that we did have a discussion on. And several months ago, we approved an agreement to lease some of our land at our substation number 14 on Gold Rock Road to Tidal Data Systems. And Tidal Data Systems is a business that's located off Westland Boulevard in your area.
Yes, sir.
And they are a crypto mining company. They have a big need for electricity. And the purpose of this resolution lease agreement is they want to lease for 3 years this small acreage so they can put 2 additional transformers because of the electricity needs that they have.
Yes, sir.
And I'm glad we were able to work that out.
Me too.
And perhaps you have visited Tidal's
I have
facility. I would love to go out there. Crypto mining is something that I have no understanding of.
Yeah.
But all I know is they're about our largest user of electricity.
Yes, sir.
And they have peak demands, and we need to be able to service their needs.
Yes, sir. I'll just say it's been a long time coming. I'm glad that Mr. Varney and staff was able to help make it happen. Chris and his team came and we had worked at it for a long time, and just to see it all manifest and happen, it was a beautiful thing. Much needed too.
Well, it's much needed, and again, that's something that's occurring in Ward 7.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
Along with that, we're going to be considering the installation of additional breaker upgrades to substation 10 and substation 12. And that's approximately $316,000. You know, our electrical system, just like any system, continues to be in need of upgrades in order to make sure that our equipment is up to date and we can provide a continuous supply of electricity to our clients. And I'm glad to see that there's going to be breaker upgrades to those 2 substations. By the way, side note, in the manager's presentation, and there's been notification, there's going to be a new installation of a new transformer at one of our substations. And for about a week's period of time, we hope there will be no temporary
Yes, sir.
shortage, stoppage of electricity,
Yes, sir.
but that transformer is vitally needed
Mm-hmm.
because the one that's there now is very, very old.
It's very, very old.
And we've got to be able to make sure that that transformer does what we all want it to do.
Yes, sir.
You know, we are fortunate. We have very little disruption of electrical
Yes, sir.
service. And we have a great municipal electrical service.
Yes, sir.
All of our utilities are great.
Yes, sir.
The whole water, sewer.
And I know he had mentioned that I can't think the number to call if you were to lose power within that time to call, and it'll get restored pretty quick. I can't think of the number
I
off the top of
can't
my head.
think of
But
it
yeah.
either.
But he said if it was, it would be very brief. But
But
they do
it'll
have a
be
number.
on our new website.
Yes, sir.
But also, it's heavily published on city's
Yes,
page
sir.
on Facebook, and I encourage people to forward when they see
sir.
something about the city. I try to forward it out,
Yes, sir.
and that's how the information can best be spread is by social media.
Yes, sir.
And then the other thing that just want to put everybody on notice, March 10th, the next regular scheduled committee of the whole and council meeting has been canceled.
Yes, sir.
I believe several members will be out of town,
Yes, sir.
and then the following week is when we'll be going down to Wilmington for
Yes,
our
sir.
retreat. The matter of a quasi-judicial public hearing
Mm-hmm.
was really the bulk of the discussion at our
Yes, sir.
council meeting. And I think the mayor says first time in about 25 years
Yeah.
that a quasi-judicial public hearing
Yeah.
was conducted.
Yeah.
A request was made by the Maple Grove developers
Yes, sir.
subdivision located off of Bethlehem Road before he gets to Halifax Road.
Mm-hmm.
There is a need for a floodplain certificate.
Mm-hmm.
And the planning board, in the presentation made the previous month, the planning board elected not to approve that.
Mm-hmm.
So the owners of the subdivision requested an appeal to the city council.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of discussion. We heard from Bill Bullock, who was a neighbor. I know Bill, and I certainly empathize with him
Yes, sir.
of the critical times that Maple Creek kind of overflows or it backs up, and especially backs up where the Halifax Road and Bethlehem Road intersects,
Mm-hmm.
because that road intersection is in the floodplain.
Yes, sir.
But fortunately, as the engineer and I question and other questions, the current water runoff of this 55 acres into Maple Creek, which is downstream from where some neighbors live,
Mm-hmm.
the amount of water runoff once the new development is put in with this oversized water retention pond will be less flowing into Maple Creek. And I believe that expert testimony with engineers from Kimberly Horn making that study, and Scott Miles and our team here at the city confirming, and so a decision was made by the council that we approve the issuance of that floodplain certificate. So they will be coming back to the planning board, I think, at some time to get approval for the plat that they want to put together.
Yes, sir.
But there is a need for the city, but we also need state help.
Yes, sir.
You know, we do have some creeks that need to be cleaned out a little bit. And Scott Miles, something that I learned, that 20% of the city is in the flood zone area.
I was kind of shocked too. I didn't know it was 20%. And the way he broke it down was very good. Explaining his side of things and pretty much about the floodplain. So yeah, it's pretty good.
You know, it's the Tar River flows, meanders all through
the city.
all through the city.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, hopefully we'll never have another Hurricane Florida again.
Yes, sir.
but we can't manage that kind of a storm or a tropical storm. But hopefully in normal rains, with this development that's going in there, that the water overflow will not compromise the flow of the water.
Yes, sir.
But I'm glad that we came to a consensus
Yes, sir.
we need housing, and
Yes, sir.
hopefully that will attract people from out
Yes, sir.
of town coming into city.
Come to the great
So,
city.
so we got some development off of Meadowbrook Road. We got some development off Old Wilson Road. We got this off Bethlehem Road, and hopefully there'll be other developments. I know we approved a rezoning request for development, I think last month off Hunter Hill Road, and things are looking positive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the more and more developments, managed development, that's the key. The more development we have, hopefully we'll encourage people to take a look at Rocky Mount.
Yes, sir.
And then the last thing that we considered was a 3-month extension of the janitorial custodial contract that we have. And that's something that we need to do from time to time. The city does a business with a lot of businesses here in the area with contracts.
Yes,
and we just needed a 3-month extension so that we can work on a much longer extension.
Yes, sir.
So, excuse me, thank you. So I was pleased with what we were able to accomplish. The last thing that we approved in the consent agenda was the purchase and installation of security cameras for 10 of our city parks.
Yes, sir.
You know, we all have a concern about public safety.
Yes, sir.
You know, my number one concern as a councilman is the safety of our citizens.
Yes, sir.
And it's great to see that we approve for a total of about $227,000 the installation of security cameras and other pieces of security equipment for the following 10 parks: Acott Park, the B. Holman Park, Eastern Avenue Park, Hornbeam Park, Jack Lockery Park, Lancaster Park, Meadowbrook Park, MLK Park, Pineview Cemetery, and the Three Sisters Park.
Yeah.
Well, we just about run out of time. JKelly, it's great to have you with us today.
Yes,
Thank you for what you do for the city and serving your constituents of Ward 7. And everybody, have a great day. We thank you so very much.
Yes, sir.